Let me wish everyone a very happy Navratri. They have already started yesterday, and these are very, very powerful divine days. Do make the most of them. Do your sadhana, any sadhana, whatever you feel comfortable doing. And of course, chanting is one of the beautiful things you can do during these 9 days. So make the most of it. Right, time for Aparoksh Anubhuti, and today we are on Shlok number 121. Let me chant it. Vishayeshvatmanam drishtva manasascheti majjanam pratyahara savigyeyo vyasaniyo mumukshubhi. To dissolve the mind in the consciousness, knowing the expression of one's self in all objects is known as pratyahara. This should be practiced by all the seekers diligently. So, you know, we are doing Aparoksh Anubhuti, which is a beautiful text written by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. And it's called Aparoksh Anubhuti, meaning the direct experience of the self. And we are on some beautiful shlokas which are talking about the sadhana that a nidhi dhyasak has to do. He has already finished the purification process. He has qualified with the 4 qualifications of Gyan Yoga. And now, having done Shravan and having done Manan, he's now on the stage of nidhi dhyasan, from where he will take a leap into Aparoksh Anubhuti. So there are 15 sadhanas which Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya has recommended for a nidhi dhyasak, and we are on the 12th one, which is called pratyahara, or withdrawal of senses. Pratyahara, you may have already heard, is the 5th limb of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Patanjali has given 8 steps in yoga, and pratyahara is there also. It's the 5th step. Pratya means to withdraw, to reverse, to take in, to pull back. And ahar, you know, means food, right? So how does this apply to us? What do we have to withdraw? So each of our 5 organs of perception have their own form of ahar. They have their own input. They have their own food. They have their own vishays. So eyes take in form, roop. The ears take in sound, shabd. The nose takes in smell, gandh. The tongue takes in taste, or rasa. And the skin takes in touch, or sparsh. So each organ of perception has its own ahar, has its own food, has its own input, or has its own vishay. And all these organs of perception are all bahir mukhi, means they all face outwards. They are always out in the sansar, looking for their ahar, looking for their stimulus, their vishays. And because it's continuously going outside, it creates a distraction for the spiritual aspirant who is supposed to go on a journey inwards, but the senses take him outwards. So Bhagwan says, and even yoga and Vedanta all say, that you need to withdraw the senses inwards, not let it roam around in sansar when it is looking for pleasure stimulus. Okay. So in Bhagavad Gita also, the example is given of a tortoise. Whenever it is on its way and it perceives any vishay which is a danger to his spiritual progress, he withdraws his head and he withdraws his limbs and waits for that vishay which is passing by, which he is attracted to because of the pleasure principle. He keeps it inside. When that vishay has passed away and there is no more danger, he brings his head and his limbs out again. Same practice is given in Vedanta also in Dhamma, in one of the 6 sampatis, Shat sampatis, Dhamma, withdrawal of senses, Sama, withdrawal of mind. These are also there in Vedantic practices. But obviously, nobody can keep all their senses withdrawn permanently. You cannot go through life closing your eyes, closing your ears, closing your nose. We need these senses for navigating our way through sansar. And so it's that the sadhana is not to keep everything closed and shut permanently. Only when there is a danger of being distracted or being disturbed in your spiritual practice. One more thing one has to be very aware of is that while we practice pratyahar or we are practicing dhamma or sama, when we want to withdraw our senses and prevent rag or attachment to develop, and we are running away or not allowing those stimuli to come into our mind, there is a great danger that in avoiding rag, we develop dvesh. So neither rag nor dvesh is recommended on the spiritual practice. In fact, rag and dvesh are the 2 biggest enemies for the spiritual practitioner. So in the earlier stages of one's spiritual practice, one must practice pratyahar, one must practice sama, one must practice dhamma. These are necessary qualifications that are required for a spiritual practice, right? But once you have mastered those stages, sama, dhamma, pratyahar, shat sampatti, all this has been mastered, and now you have reached the stage of nididhyasan, then he has to practice pratyahar as explained by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya in this particular shlok. So he doesn't need to practice withdrawing of senses. He does not have to practice closing his eyes, ears, nose. He does not have to stop seeing any vishay. There is no danger. There's no danger for the nididhyasak by any vishay, by any stimulus, by any person, by any place. There's no disturbance at all because he's already mastered all that. Sama, dhamma, uparama. Spontaneously, nothing in his mind or senses is going to be disturbed by anything in sansar, by any vishay. And vishay, we mean objects, persons, places, situations, anything, everything, whatever you see in sansar is vishay. So now let's come to the pratyahar for a nididhyasak. The first 2 words of the shlok explain what it means. It says, Vishaye Shvatmanam Drishtva. The nididhyasak has to see the expression of the self in all vishays. What does that mean? Once a person has reached an advanced stage of spiritual practice, he has a very firm conviction, a pakka nishtha, that everything, everyone, every place, just about everything in the world is nothing but Brahma Swarup. All vishays are Brahma Swarupam. Means all are manifested forms of Brahma only. No vishay then can give the nididhyasak any moha, any krodha, any disturbance, any rag or any dvesh, because all persons, all things, all places are just manifestations of Brahma. And he has a firm conviction, a nishtha of this truth. Now, once he has this nishtha, and wherever he goes, in whatever he sees it's a manifestation of Brahma. Then what should he do? Then we go to the next 2 words. Manas Shiti Majjanam. means that when he sees anything and he sees Brahma Swarupam in that Vishay, his mind gets absorbed in that pure consciousness. If you read the English, to dissolve the mind in the consciousness, knowing the expression of oneself in all objects. Whatever he sees as an expression, a manifestation of Brahma. And when he sees that, his mind dissolves, his mind gets completely dissolved in that expression of pure consciousness. Wherever he goes, whatever he sees, whatever he does, whatever he experiences, whatever he perceives, his mind gets totally absorbed. Majjanam is the word for absorbed. Absorbed in Manaschitihi. In the mind, as he sees only Brahma. Earlier, where is his mind absorbed? His mind is absorbed in Vishaya Majjanam. He's absorbed in Vishais, or is absorbed in Dvesh. Dvesh Majjanam. But now he has to be absorbed, he will be absorbed in Chitta, in the consciousness of the self in everything. All right. So this awareness, whatever he sees, whatever he experiences, whatever he perceives, he has that awareness, Tattvamasi. He has that awareness that everything is Brahma. And this is called Pratyahar for a Nididhyasak. And Bhagavan says in the shloka that this Pratyahar should be practiced by all seekers diligently, all seekers. So in the beginning, you practice Pratyahar as the yogic Pratyahar or as Sama and Dhamma. And once that is mastered, you shift to Pratyahar as explained by Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya. He has to practice this diligently. And if you will remember when we did Bhagavad Gita, 2 adhyayas, full 2 adhyayas have been devoted by Bhagwan Krishna only to explain this, that wherever you look, whatever you'll see, every person, every object, every place, just about everything is nothing but a manifestation of that supreme pure consciousness. It's a sagun aspect of that unmanifested Brahma. So we have to see that in wherever we are. If we can see that, then we will be practicing Pratyahar for a Nididhyasak. But before that, please master your Sama, please master your Dhamma, and make sure that you are not getting disturbed, distracted by any person, any place, or any object. Okay? Next time we'll do the 13th sadhana. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Hari Om. Chidarpanam, Jai Gurudev. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Bhavna, for chanting. Thank you, Zoom team. Happy birthday once again, Seema. And very happy Navratri to everyone. God bless you all. See you for Bhakti tomorrow. God bless.
Pranam, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you,
Pranam,
Bhavna.
Thank you,
Thank you, Bhavna. Thank you,
Birthday,
Ma.
Seema.
Thank you,
Happy
Zoom team.
birthday, Seema.
Thanks.
Pranam, thank you, Honorary.
God bless.